Good morning, everybody. This is Tiffany at Dragonflyer Studios. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Happy 4th of July. If you so celebrate that, I am here in the United States, so if I have any foreign viewers, I know you guys may not celebrate this holiday like we do, but if you're here in the States, happy 4th of July. Today is also my birthday, so I've got some barbecue plans later, and there will be some fireworks. So I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday. Thank you for tuning in and watching. This is the next episode in my junk journaling in small steps series. I'm not sure what episode we're on because it's been a little bit. I've done some bonus videos on some faux suede and stuff. If you're interested, go check those out. They're in my videos list. So today I thought I would break down another terminology. I've seen a lot of questions asked on what these things are and or how to do them. So I thought, well, what better way than to start? So what we're tackling today is the word clusters. These are just some examples of things that I have come up with, that I have created. This guy is backwards. Not sure how that happened. Don't know how to fix him. It's like a keychain that's turned the wrong direction. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe, like, I don't even know. Oh no, he dangles this way. That's what's wrong. So yeah, so I picked several. What I do is I make up a bunch of these guys, and then I just keep them. I have them on hand, so that if I'm junk journaling and I need something, at a moment's notice, I kind of have something to pull from. So I have a tendency to make some of them more neutral toned than anything. And then sometimes, like this little purple guy or green guy here, I will pick and choose color schemes because sometimes my pages will require that as well. So unless I am doing, I really don't have a tendency to do mass making things, but sometimes I will sit down with like these guys all came from a large sheet of cardboard. And so I'll tear that one sheet up, and that's what I'll work with, not necessarily intending to make 50 or 100 of them at a time, or even 25. It's just however many it makes is however many it makes. So that's kind of where those all came from. And then these three specifically, and part of this guy over here, just came from my scrap bin. So what I'll do is, here, I'll show you my scrap bin. And this just sits off to the side of my table that I work on here, and it just it's just scraps, everything that I trim off, cut off, stamp off, punch out. You can see there's just a lot of, well, goodness, there's lots of little things in here. So I try to keep the smaller stuff to the front. Doesn't always work, but it just is what it is. I just kind of stuff it all down in here, and then when I go to looking for a little bit or bob, I try to hit my scrap bin first, just so paper gets used up, and I'm not always cutting into a brand new sheet. Because let me tell you, cutting into a 12 by 12 sheet of paper for something that you might need this much of is it brings about certain kinds of feelings sometimes for some people, and you don't always want to technically ruin that 12 by 12 sheet of paper, because you might need it for something later or whatnot. And so yeah, keep a scrap bin, start a scrap bin. I definitely recommend it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pull out, we're just going to work with this clump of stuff. See, I just pulled this out, and that's what we're going to use as our cluster making fodder for this video. So I'm going to push these guys aside. Now, yes, I start out with this. Ooh, hey, how did that get in there? That's not scrap. And sometimes I clean my desk up, and things like that will get lost in the shuffle. And so when I pull things out, I find stuff. I'm like, oh, hey, treasure. So yeah, so yes, I'm starting out with, just a bunch of random scraps, right? Who knows what all is in here. And then I will add things, like I added this little dangle. So, clearly I've got some buttons and some beads and a little, I call them bulb clips. They to me, they look like a light bulb. And then, like, this little guy has a piece of ribbon. I also have a scrap jar for ribbon that I will pull little bits and bobs. Nothing that could be used in any large quantity, but just little snippets. This guy has a button. This little guy here has a piece of ribbon and a little punched out flower. This guy has a little pre-made flower and has been sewn on. You can totally make clusters without having to sew. I do have a sewing machine and I will sew. Like this guy's got a cute little zigzag stitch around him, and a little piece of fabric. So as I get started and start building clusters, I will reach into my ribbons box or my buttons jar, what have you, as you build things. Like I pulled this out of my little clusters drawer that I showed you. He's waiting to become a cluster, so I thought maybe I might use that. But yeah, I'm just going to show you a couple of things that you can try. Mostly for my clusters, I just use a standard stapler. I know they make I guess there's staplers that will do tiny staples and have a larger bite where you can get the paper farther back in there. But for clusters that I use, I have a tendency to keep them, like this is probably about the biggest cluster I'll make. I have a tendency to keep them in a 2 by 2 inch square. So 2 inches by 2 inches. Unless I'm making a cluster specifically for something, and then it might, grow from there. So, oh look, see, there's a nifty little centerpiece. So I'm just sorting through here and finding things that I think might stand out. There's no rule of thumb, really. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. There's no really big rule of thumb when you're creating like this. Just like with most stuff that's junk journal related, it's you just go with what feels right. Go with what you if you have a theme, or I was just telling somebody about this the other day. I can't seem to create junk journals with a necessary theme. My junk journals are always very eclectic looking. One page might be done in all green, and then you flip the page and you might end up with pink and brown. Or it might be green for 3 pages, and then all of a sudden you turn a page and there's, I don't know, purple on the inside. Oh look, there's part of an oatmeal bag. Nothing goes to waste in this house. I use everything for scrapbooking. As a matter of fact, I just brought up a ooh, she'll be pretty. That's an old piece of washi tape. I know where she came from. I just brought up what did I bring up? A fruit snacks box and a granola bar box to turn into future junk journals, because nothing goes to waste. I have said before, I don't really use digiprints or digikits. I like creating from stuff that's found, or leftovers, or what have you. So, okay. So, what I tend to do is I do a background piece, which is, in this case, this little brown piece of cardboard. And then I'll find 2 or 3 little items to glue onto it, like that's an old piece of stencil, I'm not sure where it came from, and then a piece of newsprint. So I am going to reach over here and pull out a page of newsprint just to use for the sake of having it, because I like the way that those look. Like, here's another page with some wording on it I might use. Does this have wording on it? Oh, it's got a little caption. Ooh, it's got a picture of a boat. I actually am currently working on a somewhat nautical themed journal, so that might be a cool cluster to use on it. You will see me break out this guy. I do use distressing ink to brown the edges and to antique the papers that I work with. I just like the way that it looks. Again, not something you have to do, but if you got it, use it. Use what you got. So yeah, so these are called clusters. I have heard one other group call them groupings, which to me sounds a little off, but I know them as clusters. So if you have heard the word clusters and are curious, then you are in the right spot. Oh, so what if we use this as our background, since we've got a nautical theme going on? And then don't be afraid to just rip. You'll very rarely see me break out any scissors as I am clustering. Mostly just because I like the way that it looks. Unless it's a fussy cut where I need a very specific little image, which you won't see me do often because I hate, with a passion, I hate fussy cutting. I know some people love it. They will do it until their heart's content, and I say, hey, if you love it, knock yourself out. I am not one of those people. So if you want to send me some fussy cut stuff, that would be great. Because I don't like doing it. I love using it, but I don't like doing it. So the thing I try to do when I create my clusters is just something along the lines of this. So that little square that's in the background, I try to break up its edges. And make it look a little more organic, so to speak. And this one, I don't want to staple this together. I'm actually going to glue these together. So I'm just going to start by putting down some glue stick. Whoops, whoops. And then the best idea that I could give you, or the best advice I could give you for your clusters, is to make them as asymmetrical as possible. Because the problem that sometimes you will run into with making them ahead of time is you'll make them and they look awesome all by themselves, but then trying to apply them to a project or put them in a book, at least for me, sometimes, like, I have an idea of where this is going to go. It's going to go into my nautical journal because it's got a picture of a ship on it. But, like, I have no idea if or when I will ever use this little guy. And he'll probably end up with more embellishments on him than just what he has. I've managed to staple one side of the prong through it, so this is really cool. I like being able to play with that. So who knows if or when I will use that, but he's there for me to rifle through, and who knows, one day I might be like, oh my gosh, where is that little piece? So yeah, don't be afraid if you're creating for the sake of creating. Don't worry. Ooh, that looks like it should go with that. Don't worry if I'm trying to find a background piece to use with my little Japanese sticker there. Ooh, what about this red? Yeah, I like that. So she's a little bit bigger, so we're probably going to ignore the 2-inch rule as far as this goes. That's another thing. When you are tearing paper that has a white core, if it's not colored all the way through, if you are ripping this way towards you, you're going to expose the white core that's inside, like so. Whereas if you rip it this way and the piece is going down that you're ripping off, you're going to be left with the red edge. So I have a white edge here and a red edge here. It just depends on the look that you're going for. I really want to go with the white edge on both ends because I think it's going to give a nice framing to my little girl. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of give it the look of a ticket. Oh, tickets are really great for cluster making too. I should grab some tickets. Yeah. So there we go. So we've got the factory edges and or the hard cut edges of the background. And then we've got her. Oh, look, she's so pretty. Oh, yeah. She's really pretty. I actually really want to make a larger cluster out of her. So you know what? We're gonna disobey everything I just said. And but I really don't want to get. I want to get rid of. I'm gonna use some scissors. Like I said, it's a rarity, but this is on a sticker roll. So this is the beginning part of another sticker below her, and I don't want that in there. So yeah. So we're gonna use her like so. And then we're going to bring in these flowers. Maybe. I can't pick anything up because I don't have fingernails. Oh, yeah, no, I like that better. She does have a little sticky at the top of her, so I'll end up gluing her down. There we go. And then what if... Nope, too much red. I need something that contrasts with her. Oh, there's a really nice olive green color there. Oh, yeah. It's got something glued to it. Can I pull that off? I can. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Now I'm just going to lift those layers up and just hit them with some glue. And sometimes, when making these clusters, it will give me an idea for a page or a theme that I want to go and create. So you never know when inspiration may strike, but that's how it does sometimes. There we go. She's so pretty. I really love that washi tape. It says mucha the color of, I think that's what that says. Oh, much the color of, sure, I don't know. But I like the washi tape. I like the illustrations that's on it. So that's really pretty. So let's see. Now let's see if we can find a way to incorporate this is just a stamp that I stamped on some paper. Probably cleaning off a stamp, and I didn't want to trash it. So how are we doing on time? Oh, we're almost at 20 minutes. Okay, so I do try to keep these rather short, so we might only get like 3 or 4 clusters made. But look, there's a nice little paisley print. So let's see, what if we've got a lot of squares going on. Squares must be the shape of the day. So what if we rip off that edge, rip off that edge, and then, ooh, I like that. And I like that. So here's one of those times when I'm just going to come in with a staple, and the stapler will make your clusters go a whole lot faster. And I'm just going to put a staple right through all 3 pieces. Okay, and then what I do, because I'm using a regular stapler, I don't know if you can tell, let's see if I can show you what it does. See how the staples come out beveled on the back? I just have this little pair of jewelry pliers. I come in and I just smush them down flat. It makes the cluster easier to glue on. Or tape on or whatnot to whatever. So this is one of those neutral ones. I'll probably end up adding a button or maybe a flower, piece of book text or something. There might be another embellishment that ends up on that. So that's kind of a neutral way to do that. So let's see. I really want to incorporate this guy. Oh, look at there. I like the way that looks. Okay. And what if we come in with this? Squares really are my thing today, aren't they? Rectangles, what have you. Okay, I like the way that looks. Yep. And then what if we add... It's got a little canvas texture going on there. Can you see that? Okay, I like that, but we need to make it a little more... I use the word organic. I just don't like making clusters that look like they were, I don't want to say purposely put together, but designed. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't want to create something that looks like it was designed by somebody. I mean, I know I'm the designer here, but I hope you know what I'm saying. Or I'm just rambling, one of the two, which is entirely possible at this point. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so thankful for you tuning in and watching. Hope you're learning something or taking something away from this that maybe you didn't know before. Clusters aren't super difficult to make, but if you are brand new to the junk journaling, scrapbooking, paper crafting world, it might not be a terminology that you've heard. And I know you could go Google it or you know, whatever, ask a Facebook page, but sometimes it's just really nice to have a video of something being done. I'm a visual learner, so I like to help others who maybe, you know, need to see something done, kind of experience things that way. If you are new and you want to see some more content with me, please hit that like or that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a share. But yeah, follow me. I do post new content Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Sometimes I will do bonus videos and whatnot throughout the week. Just depends on what I've been creating. I think my next how-to is going to be a how-to dye with avocados. Someone has asked me to do a video on that, so I'm going to try very hard. I'll have to take my my camera to my kitchen and figure all that out. So yeah, but otherwise, thank you all so much for being here. I hope everybody has a happy 4th of July, safe holiday, and if nothing else, enjoy your 3-day weekend. Until next time, this is Tiffany, Dragonflyer Studios. Bye.